So there's big news on the AI front this week, and that is Claude Opus 4.5 is the newest iteration of Claude Opus is finally available, and supposedly it's pretty outstanding. I've been using Opus for some coding, light coding, vibe coding, development stuff for a while. Opus 4.1 was pretty fantastic. This one looks even better. They ran tests of real-world software engineering tasks, and Opus 4.5 is about 6% more accurate than Opus 4.1. Which is pretty incredible, and it's even more accurate than Sonnet 4.5. I'd been using Sonnet a lot for content creation, some light coding as well, but I'm definitely going to switch to Opus 4.5 for just about everything. That's pretty incredible. When you look at the benchmarks down here, it paints the same picture. It's interesting that Gemini 3 Pro is a little bit below Opus 4.5 on the agentic coding side of things. I think that's something worth testing, because from what I've seen, Gemini 3 Pro is pretty amazing when it comes to coding. But I think that's just one of those, you got to pit them against each other and see which one comes out on top, which we can do right now. So I'm here in Poe.com, which is basically a tool with a ton of different AI apps in it, from image apps to content to just about anything you need. If you want to just jump in and quick and dirty start to use an AI tool, but you don't necessarily want to buy that AI tool, then this is a good way to get your feet wet in it. So you can see here that they have all the latest official bots, and these are updated pretty regularly. So you can see Gemini 3 Pro and Claude Opus 4.5 right here. So if we jump in, let's say we're creating an app around the weather, right? Very simple weather app. So let's say create a weather app that lets me choose any location, shows options to display a 5 or 10-day forecast, and pulls in any relevant news updates for those locations related to weather. All right, so we'll let Claude work through this. So the one limitation with Claude that I think we're going to see here is it can't pull up-to-date information from the web when you try to create these apps. I know that Gemini is able to do that for the most part, but I've seen other videos where people have struggled to get Claude to do that. But in any event, we're going to judge this more on the look and the usability and how quickly it's able to do this. And here we go. So as it's finishing this here on the side is explaining its process. So this weather app includes features like the location search, which we asked for, a quick select, so you can click on suggested cities. Now, we didn't ask for that, but that's a pretty cool feature. The 5 or 10-day forecast toggle, we did ask for that, so that's good. And then the background colors. And it's funny, they made the background colors similar to the weather. So sunny is warm colors, rainy is blue, and the storms are dark purple. I mean, this is pretty similar to a weather.com style app. Weather news section, location-specific weather news and alerts, urgent alerts highlighted, news source and timestamps. Let's pick a location. Actually, let's do a search for one. Let's not pick one of these standard ones here. Let's say we're searching for Cairns, Australia. No location found. Does it only let us choose from these? So that's an interesting limitation. Let's go in and ask to add more cities to this. That's crazy. Can we make it so users can choose from any city? I'll update the app to allow users to search for any big city by typing with a more comprehensive database. Okay, that's really what we need here. Yeah, because right now we have what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 options to choose from. I've updated the weather app with the following improvements. Enhanced city search, 130 plus cities from around the world, including major cities in those places. Smart search, filters by city, name, country, state, region, and you can add a city. So if you want to do a small town, I guess that's how you do it. All right, let's look at this here. The interface looks the same. So I guess you would add a location by clicking that and then add the city, country, add location. Okay. Well, let's see if they have They still don't have Cairns, Australia, but let's see if they have San Diego. There we go. That's an easy one. So we have our Celsius temperature here, 13 degrees. Right away, this interface is a little hard to read, for sure. I think we're going to have to change this in order to see what these items say. I do like how it separates. It has the current temperature, the 5-day, and then it has the news section, which I don't know if this news is accurate at all. So if I click on one of these news items, I don't think anything's happening. So this is really where the issue lies, because it's not able to pull in the actual weather conditions, because this weather is not accurate. It's not snowing in San Diego. It's pulling stuff out of its tush, but from a design standpoint, it looks fine. You just have to figure out how to plug this into actual live data. Let's go and let's compare this to Gemini 3.0. And now we're in Gemini, and we're going to use the same prompt we just did for Claude. See what it gives us. All right, so Gemini just did this, and this is being pulled from the real world data. So we can see here's the explanation. We have very similar features to what we had in Claude, but as you can see here, we have live weather, we have a live forecast, and we have the news section for the city. So this is New York City. You can see all these articles came out today, 11/25. If we change this to a different city, let's say we want to do Cairns, Australia, maybe it won't have this. Maybe it just has big cities, but let's check. Since it's pulling live data, who knows? There you go. See? So this is pretty amazing. You have a 5-day, 10-day forecast here. It just expands out. And you have all of your news articles that are relevant. So one thing I'd want to do is check these articles, or check a couple of them and kind of see if it's pulling actual articles. I think it is. We just want to make sure. Because I mean, this should be coming in from the Google News feed. That's what it says. So if we click on the weather report, and it's going to take us to Google News. And we need a membership for that one, so that's a bad example. Let's try abc.net.au. Let's try this one. This is from 11/4. Okay. So not quite as recent, but pretty recent. Okay. Severe storms, hail, and heavy rain make way for sunshine across most of Queensland. Yeah. It looks like pretty much the same article there. So I would say, as far as the style goes, I do like the style of the Claude app a little bit more. It's just a little more visual to me, but that's not to say that we can't recreate this in Gemini too. Let's say you're making an app based on your own proprietary data or something that doesn't require a web search. Then I think Opus would be a great option for that. And by the way, these are both, in my opinion, leaps and bounds better than ChatGPT at this point in time. That's not to say that Chat won't surpass them at some point, but I am rooting for ChatGPT. I hope it gets to the level of Gemini and Claude. I think it will, but it's just a little bit behind right now. Okay, so we like the look of this app. I think let's say that we're gonna go with this here on Gemini. We like the look of this app, but let's say that we want a logo. We need a logo for this app. We need a name and a logo, right? So for both of those items, we can stay in Gemini, or we can use Claude. We can try Claude for the name and then Gemini for the logo using Nano Banana, which is like 4K quality imagery. Pretty spectacular. Let's say we're going to use Claude for the name. And we could actually stick with this same conversation. We can just shut down the canvas part. So we're back in here. And we can simply just say, give us a name for this app that is techie, modern, short, sweet, and memorable. Ooh, here we go. Here's our top picks. Nimbus, Skylo, Clima, Zephyr. Third, Sky, Mistio, Vento, Stratus. Okay, well, and they're making a recommendation for us, Nimbus. That is a cool sounding name, Nimbus. I'm curious, is that a company? Does that exist? It sounds like something that exists. Nimbus Therapeutics. Nope. Let's go with Nimbus. Why not? Let's try it. So let's take that name. Let's go back into Gemini now. And we can close this for now, go back into our prompt area. And let's say, actually we're gonna go out of we're gonna go out of this particular chat, we're gonna go to a new chat. Back to this area here, we're gonna hit create image. And this is gonna automatically pick, it's gonna automatically pick Nano Banana, which is the amazing image generator, best in the world right now. We want to create a brand logo for Nimbus. A weather app. The style is sleek, modern, techy, catchy. I don't know if that description's helpful, but we'll see what it gives us. Yeah, this is sleek, Nimbus, there you go. And it actually fits into our color scheme that they were using in that app, so very cool. I know this video started out being about Claude Opus, it ended up being a bit of a comparison of Opus and Gemini. If you're trying to build an app or program and it requires real-time data, Gemini is gonna be your go-to. Opus has amazing aesthetics and it can create a really beautiful app. Opus, I think, for content is still probably the way to go as well. I still use Claude. I was using Claude Sonnet, but Claude Opus is pretty phenomenal for content now as well. I'll probably make a video on that and kind of show you my process for creating content at bulk using Claude Opus. You can create some amazing content in the voice of your brand, which is a huge plus. If you guys have any questions, let us know and we'll see you again really soon. Thanks for watching.